Yeah, so Annette, which music and book by Sparks, directed by Elias Carax, opened the Cannes Film Festival. Carax won Best Director, and they won Best, I think they call it Best Composition or Best Music. An extremely strange and rather wonderful film. Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard are Henry and Anne. Henry is a very, very kind of cynical comedian whose act, The Ape of God, is basically embittered and, kind of traces of Bill Hicks. Anne is an opera singer, a beloved soprano, everyone's sweetheart. And so the media world is set ablaze when they start having a romance, because it's kind of a Beauty and the Beast thing going on. He's this beastly character and she's this beautiful, much loved singer. And the whole of the world can't quite believe that they fall in love in the way they have, but they have. And they sing about how much they love each other. Here's a clip.
And yet we remain. We love each other so much. We love each other so much. We love each other.
I have to say that song is a real earworm, as is the opener, So May We Start, which really, it gets under your skin, and you hear it a couple of times and you just keep playing it over and over again. Anyway, they have a child, Annette, little Anne, who is portrayed on screen by a puppet. And the puppetry is fantastic. I mean, I know it sounds like a kind of kooky idea, but it's actually rather brilliant. And Annette inherits her mother's singing voice following a tragedy. I don't want to give away too much of the plot. But the inheritance of her mother's voice also becomes like a reminder of Henry's darkest, guiltiest secret. Now, the thing is that when you describe Annette, I mean, yes, there are things about it that are, crazy and fanciful. And like I said, in the middle of this drama, you have baby Annette, singing star baby Annette, who is played by a marionette. And this sounds like it could be terribly arch and terribly knowing, and particularly because the film is shot through with that kind of humour that always underwrote Sparks' music, which is that, Ron and Russell Mael have a very wry sense of humour. But the thing that really works for me about Annette, and I've seen it a couple of times now, is how heartfelt it is. Carax has dedicated the film to his daughter, who makes a brief appearance, as does he. And it is, I think, at heart, a film about father-daughter relationships and about a world which is kind of haunted by horror. Franju's Eyes Without Face is kind of casts a long shadow, as it has done in Carax's previous film, particularly Holy Motors, obviously. And for all the quirkiness and the strangeness and the weirdness, there is something of truth and beauty at the heart of it that makes it work. Because I think the thing is, you couldn't do a film like this if all it was a kind of arch gag. And the thing that surprised me most is that there is a moment in the film in which essentially there is a scene of a puppet levitating above a vast crowd, singing its fairy tale lament, and I burst into tears. And it had caught me completely. No, I know. Yes, I know that's the kind of thing Mark cries at a film. But what that means is that on an emotional level, the film really touched me. And, you can make comparisons with, it owes a debt to the rock operas of Ken Russell. So Ken Russell's Tommy, for example. In fact, there's a bit of it as well, which is not a million miles away from a key scene in Great Rock and Roll Swindle. And you can look to the obvious inspirations. I mean, I think that Carax has cited King Vidor and Umbrellas of Cherbourg, and a whole bunch of of inspirations. But at the heart of it, if you don't believe in in the central, baby Annette thing, the film doesn't work. And so actually, the thing that's behind it all is Pinocchio. It's the, wanting to be a real boy. Because Annette is, as far as I'm concerned, in the film, a real girl, a real presence, a real beating heart. So I thought it was rather wonderful. I think it's not for everybody, and I think that if you have even the mildest aversion to the musical format, things in which people can sing, we love each other so much, we love each other so much, we love each other so much, I think you might bridle at it. And I also think that it's a film which, as always happens with musicals, it takes its time because songs take a time to play out. I remember talking to a director who was planning a musical and ended up dropping 4 of the songs because he just hadn't realised how much time they took up. But I thought it was really rather wonderful. And, Carax makes so few features, and Sparks have tried for so long, their collaborations with Tati, which didn't happen, and with Burton, which didn't happen. Of course, they made Roller Coaster. But then this comes along and you think, okay, this could go one of 2 ways. And I've now seen it twice and I am completely set on it. It's strangely lovely and charming and funny and wry, yes, but never postmodern or sneery. And the tunes, as you would expect from Sparks, are absolutely earworm-tastic.